Welcome back to Pastry Maestra. I'm Teresa and today I'm making chocolate, nougat, caramel and peanut bars. Today I'm making chocolate, nougat, caramel and peanut bars for two reasons. First, it is the month of March, and as every peanut aficionado knows, March is a national peanut month. Second, peanuts are very healthy, loaded with protein, minerals, antioxidants and vitamins. And finally, now wait, I've said two reasons. Well, anyway, I love peanuts, that's reason enough. Now, let me tell you more about peanuts. They're actually legumes, not nuts, because they grow underground. That's why they're sometimes called ground nuts or ground peas. Interestingly enough, American presidents love peanuts. Two peanut farmers have been elected president of the USA: Virginia's Thomas Jefferson and Georgia's Jimmy Carter. Also, peanuts are known for being space travelers, since astronaut Alan Shepard brought a peanut with him to the moon. I kid you not. Now, did you know that it takes about 540 peanuts to make a jar of peanut butter? Yes, that's a lot of peanuts. But my dear peanut butter lovers, have no fear. American farmers produce approximately 1.9 million tons of peanuts each year, so your peanut butter jars will always be full. In fact, the average American eats more than 2.7 kilos, which is 6 pounds of peanuts and peanut butter products every year. The average European, on the other hand, will consume only 1 tablespoon of peanut butter in that same time. By the way, it is believed that peanut butter was originally invented by ancient Aztecs, who were mashing up peanuts for elderly people with no teeth. I wonder if some of those people were suffering from arachibutyrophobia. What is arachibutyrophobia, you ask? Well, it's a fear, but not the fear of peanut butter as such, but the situation of having it stick to the roof of your mouth. Not good. But hey, don't worry, in my recipe peanut butter is just one of the ingredients that my nougat consists of, so we are good to go. Okay, let's get to work. My awesome chocolate, nougat, caramel and peanut bars are only minutes away, and I can't wait to show you how to make some. As usual, the recipe is on my site and the link is down below. To make chocolate, nougat, caramel and peanut bars, first I'll line my 30 by 10 centimeters, which is 12 by 4 inches loaf pan with parchment paper. Next, I'll make the caramel layer. To make soft caramel layer, I'll put sugar and enough water to cover the sugar into a saucepan. I'll mix to combine and put the lid on. When the mixture boils, the steam will wash down the sugar crystals from the sides of the pan. I'll remove the lid, add glucose syrup and continue cooking until the syrup caramelizes. My sugar syrup has nice amber color, and now I will remove the pan from the stove. I'll carefully add cream that I've previously heated in the microwave into the caramel. I'm gonna add butter and stir until incorporated. I will put the pan back on the stove, insert the probe of my digital candy thermometer into the mixture and continue cooking. The temperature reached 121 degrees centigrade, which is 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I've removed the pan from the heat and now I'll add chopped roasted peanuts and stir well to combine. Then I will pour the mixture into the prepared pan. I will spread it with a silicone spatula and tap the pan against the counter to distribute it evenly. Then I'll leave it at room temperature to cool down while I make the nougat layer. To make nougat layer, I will put the sugar and water into a saucepan, put the lid on and set it aside until needed. I'll put egg whites into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with whisk attachment. I've put honey into a saucepan and I'll insert the probe of my digital candy thermometer into the honey. I'm gonna cook honey until it reaches 110 degrees centigrade, which is 230 degrees Fahrenheit. At that point, I'll start whisking the egg whites on high speed. My honey reached 120 degrees centigrade, which is 250 degrees Fahrenheit. The egg whites are whipped to soft peaks, and I will pour the honey into the egg whites without turning off the mixer. Now I'll start cooking sugar syrup that I've prepared earlier. I'm gonna continue whisking the egg whites as I cook the syrup. When my syrup starts boiling, I'm gonna remove the lid, add the glucose, and insert the probe of my digital candy thermometer into the syrup. When my syrup reaches 155 degrees centigrade, which is 310 degrees Fahrenheit, I'll pour it into the mixture of egg whites and honey without turning off the mixer. Be very careful, the syrup is very hot and pretty dense at this point, so make sure you don't pour it on the whisk while it's working. I will continue mixing egg whites for another couple of minutes. Now I will add peanut butter that I've previously heated up in the microwave into the mixture and mix with a firm silicone spatula to combine. I will transfer my nougat into the prepared pan onto the set caramel layer. Then I'll cover it with a piece of parchment paper and smooth it first using my fingers, and finally using my small spatula. I will leave it at room temperature to cool down completely. My nougat is set and I took it out from the mold. Now I'll cut it into approximately 2.5 centimeters, which is 1 inch wide bars, using a sharp oiled knife. I've tempered my milk chocolate and now I'll pour some onto my silicone mat. I will spread it with my offset spatula. Then I will place my bars on the chocolate. I will leave them for a couple of minutes until the chocolate starts setting. My chocolate starts to set, so now I will carefully make incisions around each bar using my small knife and leave the chocolate to set completely. Make sure you cut very gently, you don't want to cut through your silicone mat. The bottom chocolate layer is set and I've put my bar onto a rack. I'll glaze the bar with some more tempered milk chocolate until it is covered completely. I'll tap the rack against the counter to distribute the chocolate evenly. Finally, I'll decorate my bar with some roasted salted peanuts and sprinkle some fleur de sel on the top. There, my awesome chocolate, nougat, caramel and peanut bars are done. Bon appétit!
Oh baby, you are so sweet, so delicious and yummy, so good to eat. I wanna lick you, feel your sweetness on my lips. Forever and ever, you'll stay on my hips.
I'm Teresa, thanks for watching my video, I hope you liked it. If you want to stay in touch, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and of course visit my site, where you can find elaborate posts with lots of pictures, additional information and recipes that follow my every video. Also, on my site you can download my free 365 pages ebook, The Pastry Chef, and maybe buy me a macaron, if you think that I've earned it. Now, before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Finally, and this is the most important thing, don't forget to create sweetness every day, because sweetness is happiness. See you in my next video. Bye!